What up, world? Established Rich coming right back at you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to listen to me very carefully because what I'm about to break down is not about music. It's not about fame, and it's not even about R. Kelly. This is about the United States government, the federal system, the Bureau of Prisons, and whether or not they just got caught plotting a murder inside their own facility. Yeah, you heard me right. This is about whether or not the federal government is now in the business of organizing state-sanctioned assassinations. Let's get straight to the facts. R. Kelly, legal name Robert Kelly, 58 years old, serving a 30-year federal sentence for trafficking, racketeering, child pornography, and more. Stacked on top of that, another 20 years from Chicago, running concurrently with a single year to be served consecutively. In other words, this man is in prison for the rest of his life. That's his legal punishment. That's the verdict. But now something darker has surfaced. His lawyers just filed an emergency motion, alleging that 3 Bureau of Prison officials at the Butner facility in North Carolina tried to have him killed. Not beaten, not roughed up, killed, murdered, assassinated inside a federal prison. Here's where the story flips from scandal to something out of a damn Hollywood movie. The accusation comes from a sworn statement from another inmate, Michael Stein. Not just any inmate. We talking about an alleged leader of the Aryan Brotherhood, one of the most notorious white supremacist gangs in the nation.
Let me say that again.
A white supremacist gang leader is now the key witness testifying that the government asked him to kill R. Kelly.
Lord have mercy.
Stein claims that federal officials offer him a deal. Kill R. Kelly and you'll be released early due to your terminal illness. In exchange, he would be freed. And if he got charged with murder, the evidence would be mishandled to ensure acquittal. He even claims he was placed in the same unit as Kelly, strategically.
These are people who seek to kill Mr. Kelly rather than allow the corrupt criminal conduct of those who manufactured his convictions be exposed.
Their motion alleges that the feds solicited a convicted sex trafficker who was Kelly's cellmate here in Chicago to steal correspondence between Kelly and his attorneys. They further claim the Bureau of Prisons transferred a leader of the white supremacist group to Kelly's prison in North Carolina with instructions to kill Kelly. That leader has a long history of filing lawsuits against the government and the Bureau of Prisons. We have reached out to prison officials and the U.S. Attorney's Office. So far, no response.
Ladies and gentlemen, if this is true, this is not just corruption. This is government-sponsored murder. And here's where the bigger questions begin.
Why?
Why would the United States federal government need R. Kelly dead? What do they gain? He's already locked up. He's already been publicly destroyed. His legacy is already buried under years of shame. So why take it further? Is it to silence him? Do they fear he knows something bigger? Are there more powerful people involved in his case who do not want him talking from behind that prison wall? Is this about plea deals? Is this about exposing higher ups? Is this about protecting government corruption we haven't seen yet? Or is it simply an example of the prison industrial complex flexing its dog muscle, showing you that they can decide who lives or dies inside their system without any courtroom? Because if this is true, it doesn't stop with R. Kelly. If they can target him, who else can they target? Anyone. Artists, businessmen, political enemies, whistleblowers. This is not about whether you like or hate R. Kelly. This is about government abuse of power. If you chill for someone to be killed by the system because you don't like their crimes, then understand something. One day that same system could turn on you. The same way the CIA once ran COINTELPRO. The same way the FBI went after Martin Luther King Jr. The same way black leaders have been silenced for decades under secret government programs. I'm not saying this is the same, but I'm just saying it rhymes with history. And let's not ignore who they allegedly used. A white supremacist prison gang, the Aryan Brotherhood. This is who the government allegedly made deals with to kill a black man. The symbolism of that, the historical resonance of that, the level of evil that represents.
It's sickening.
And you know who else this could reach? Donald Trump. Don't be surprised if Trump tries to use this, not to defend R. Kelly, but to attack the federal government, to accuse the Biden administration of running illegal operations, to exploit it in his battle against the DOJ. And if he does, this case will no longer be about justice. It will be about power, control, and who gets to weaponize the scandal first. And I can understand why many of us don't even know what to believe. Because on one hand, why would an Aryan Brotherhood leader lie to protect R. Kelly? It don't make no sense. What does he gain from helping a black celebrity? On the other hand, why would the federal government risk everything to kill a man they already have incarcerated for the rest of his life? The motive on both sides don't add up, but yet here we are. Somebody is lying or somebody is telling the most disturbing truth of the decade. But let me tell you what I do know. The federal prison system is dirty. The Bureau of Prisons is full of corruption. Guards have been caught trafficking drugs, smuggling phones, arranging assaults, even committing sexual abuse. And yes, even arranging killings. So the idea that this could happen, unfortunately, is possible. Remember Jeffrey Epstein? Remember Whitey Bulger? They both died under suspicious circumstances in federal custody. This is not new territory. So here's where I stand. If this allegation is true, we are not looking at justice. We're looking at a shadow government operating inside the system. And if the federal government has the power to plot executions on U.S. soil inside its own facilities without any trial, then America as we know it is on life support. That is not a democracy. That is tyranny. And if they can do it to R.Kelly, they can do it to anyone. This story is bigger than headlines, bigger than celebrity drama, bigger than R.Kelly himself. This is about government power. This is about the value of a human life. This is about the sanctity of the system we claim to believe in. Because if the system has no limits, then none of us are safe. But hey, that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, establish rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.